In this video, we'll look at how to find a quadratic equation given two zeros and a point. So the two zeros we're given are 3, 0 and negative 1, 0. The zeros are 3 and negative 1. And the point is 4, 10. Okay, let's start with a general format equation, y equals, and let's write two brackets. These will be the factors corresponding to the zeros. If the 0 is 3, we need a factor here so that something and this factor makes 0. As in, what would you put in a bracket so that if you subbed in 3, you'd get 0? That's what a 0 is. Well, it has to be x minus 3. Now, if you were to sub in the 0, what's 3 take away 3? 0. That's how you make a factor based on the 0. Or just simply put the opposite sign, so that when you subtract here, you get 0. So what should the factor be so that negative 1 makes the whole bracket 0? The answer is x plus 1. This factor means that if you were to sub in this 0, negative 1 plus 1 is 0. It's a 0. But I purposely left some space here because we've got the factors now based on the zeros, but we don't have the stretch. So we put an a here. We need to find this stretch, or sometimes called the step pattern. I don't like to call it the step pattern because it multiplies the step pattern. It's really the stretch value, this a value. How do you find it? We're going to sub in a point. It can't be one of the zeros. It has to be another point, but we're given a point on the parabola, or quadratic, 4, 10. We're going to sub in 4, 10. Note that this 10 is for the y, so we put 10 for the y. And we don't know the a yet, that's what we're going to solve. But the x value corresponding to y of 10 is 4. So 4 take away 3, and 4 plus 1. Now we solve. How? Leave the 10 alone, nothing doing there. And we'll solve for that a. Do what's inside the brackets. 4 take away 3 is 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So we have 10 equals a, and then 1 times 5 is just 5. And how do you get a by itself? It's being times by 5. What's the opposite of times by 5? Divide by 5. And when you do that, 5 here and 5 down here cancel out, and you're left with a equals 2. So now we have our equation. The equation is y equals, and we almost had it over here, but we had to solve for a. Now we know what a is. The a is 2, and the rest of the equation is x minus 3, x plus 1. And we've done it. We found the equation by first using the zeros to build the factors, but we didn't know the a, so we subbed in another point and solved for the a. And make sure, the most common thing is people forget to write the final equation. Once we've got our a value, our final answer is an equation in factored form.